What's up, ladies and gents, Nola here. Welcome to another Payday video. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Breaker 12 gauge shotgun as I promised, but the style of this video is going to be a little different to the weapon reviews I've done in the past. I want to make it a little more concise. A lot of the videos I've been uploading recently have been quite lengthy and wordy, and I don't want to make this one as such. I've already spoken a little bit about the Breaker 12 gauge. I've said I enjoy using it. I've said it's a stylish weapon, so we don't have to cover that all over again. I want to take a look initially at the stats. You're going to see the weapon on screen. As I said, it is a stylish weapon. It doesn't just look nice, it's also incredibly good to shoot, and with the particular modification setup I've got on it, it looks even nicer than it does in its base format. So let's run you quickly through the stats of this weapon. I'm not obviously on the stats page, you're just going to see it pop up. Mag size 7, that is standard. Total ammo 26, that's with my particular skill setup. Rate of fire 80, which is the drawback of this weapon, but I've not found it to be to its detriment particularly. Damage 205.2. Accuracy 72. I've really focused on accuracy with this weapon because I do like to use it as a long-range sniper. Essentially, I have basically all shotgun skills aced out except for overkill, so I am actually going to be aiming down sight with this thing a lot and taking people out from serious distance. Stability's at 60, concealment's at 10, but that really does not matter, and threat at 43. So the way I've got this weapon modified to have this setup is actually including the 000 buckshot, which is not something I've put on a shotgun in a very long time, but I found that actually putting this weapon over the 200 damage threshold did give me a marked change in how it felt, particularly on Death Wish difficulty. The gameplay you're seeing right now, by the way, the total destruction is on overkill, not all the way up there on Death Wish, but this weapon still translates really well into Death Wish. Some shotguns struggle because being in that close range situation can make you a little bit exposed on Death Wish, and it can result in you going down much faster than you'd like. But with the innate range of this weapon, it's not been a problem I have encountered. The long barrel is my barrel modification. Again, accuracy and stability, we don't need to worry about concealment. I go for the King's Crown compensator. Boost is actually the accuracy plus. Of course, some shotguns you're going to want to drop the accuracy down, widen that spread, but that's not the case here. Gadget, I put the LED combo on. By the way, you're not actually seeing the weapon as modified as this in the gameplay, as you can probably tell. It's not quite as pretty as the one that I showed you just a little bit earlier. That's because I didn't have all these mods when I was recording this gameplay, but I think that this is probably the best gameplay I've picked up to show off the real strengths of this weapon. It's even stronger now since I've played with it recently. Treated body is the lower receiver, and finally stock is long stock. Most of these are pretty much no-brainers once you've unlocked them, unless you're going for a concealment style with this weapon. Pick these up, you're going to improve the shotgun, especially if you are looking for that sort of accuracy style of play. It's a sniper shotgun, it really is the Raven, but with a little bit more use at close range, I've found. And yeah, that damage is through the roof. And it reloads very quickly as well, the things that you're not able to see on the stat screen. Reloads very quickly, picks up ammo relatively well, though I do have to run an ammo style setup. I'm using the ammo setup really because I just wanted to show this weapon off on its own. If I wasn't, then, you know, if I was focusing more on using the locomotive evenly, then I wouldn't have to run as many ammo skills. It's just because I was trying to keep this weapon stocked up at all times. So it is actually a more versatile weapon than I make it seem to be. There is a way you can run it with the short barrel, I believe, to make it into a concealment style weapon, capping out at 24, I think. Which is not too shabby. I think you might actually be able to get that even lower with suppressors and the new concealment skills. I haven't even looked into all that, but yeah, the weapon can be used in concealment builds. It has a high enough base value. So yeah, it's a versatile, very powerful weapon, and I think you should be seeing that from a lot of this gameplay. It's an absolute monster on overkill difficulty, but what isn't? You know, overkill's even easier than it once was now. Skills are far more powerful, but I did want to show it off on this difficulty because, of course, it's where most weapons excel and probably the most entertaining place for you to watch me blowing heads off from across the map. But there is going to be some Death Wish gameplay coming with this weapon. In fact, it's going to be on this very heist, my Death Wish playthrough. And yeah, as I said, it's using the Breaker 12 gauge because it is definitely Death Wish viable. While this gameplay is overkill only, it still functions perfectly on the hardest difficulty in the game and functions in loads of different builds. Of course, shotguns these days, you have to focus shotgun skills. But outside of that, there's a real variety of choices. I have actually gone for Bullseye here, Bullseye and the Biker perk deck, and it's actually worked out really nicely. I think it accentuates some of the pros of the Biker setup quite nicely, and I found really great success in this heist, and went really well. This is actually one of my smoothest runs. We actually picked up the Defend the Mechanic achievement here, so if that isn't telling this weapon is a bit of a monster, I don't know what is. Again, stick around. Death Wish walkthrough, basically, of this heist coming out tomorrow, I hope. That was it for the Breaker 12 gauge shotgun review. It's not a massive amount to it, really. One of the strongest shotguns in the class. Great style. Really a big draw to picking up the character pack, as if Ron Perlman wasn't enough. Yeah, very impressed by this weapon, and I've had loads of fun using it. Thanks a lot for watching this video, ladies and gents. I'll see you all in the next one.